New York Encounter 2022 starts this Friday. The three-day culture event offers panel discussions, exhibits, and live performances. In its 14th year, New York Encounter aims to promote education and dialogue. This year's theme is This Urge for the Truth. And Mark Painter is exhibit curator and organizer for New York Encounter 2022. He is also a Post-Doctoral Fellow in Immunology at the University of Pennsylvania, and he joins us now. Welcome, Mark. Great to see you. Can you talk a little bit about the history of this event and how it can bring people of different beliefs and cultures together?
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to be here talking about the New York Encounter, which is happening this weekend in New York City. So in terms of the history, the New York Encounter is born out of the experience of communion and liberation, which is a lay ecclesial movement in the church, which started in Italy in the 1950s through the charism given to Father Luigi Giussani. And that charism is spread around the world. It's very alive and present in the United States. And 14 years ago, people of communion and liberation living in New York City had this recognition that, you know, the pillars of this movement, communion and liberation, charity, culture, mission, really invited them to take a step and to really engage in a public-facing event that could hopefully embrace everybody, people from different backgrounds, different religions, by really living out the gift of this charism, which is really built on the foundation that the Word was made flesh, that God became a presence in the world who we encounter today that changes everything. And because we encounter God in the flesh, we become interested in every bit of reality because it's the place where we meet Christ, where we see the Holy Spirit working. And so the New York Encounter is really an event born out of that in the Christian encounter, you become people interested in every aspect of reality, which means we can talk to everyone. We can invite everyone to look with us at everything that's happening in the world today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what can we expect from this year's encounter for those who are going to attend?
Yeah, so if you come to the encounter, I think what you should expect is to find people who are really alive, who are interested in everything, who want to take everything seriously, and as the theme hints at, this urge for the truth, who really want to look at things for what they really are and like move past the simplistic way of just falling into one side or the other in the public discourse, and really to say what's really going on, what's really happening across broad spheres within the experience that we all share as members of this society in the United States.
Yeah, and you mentioned the theme, this urge for the truth. Why was that theme chosen for this year? What's significant about it?
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked. So the theme, this urge for the truth, was really born out of a conversation that we had over the course of a weekend with 25 or so friends about what we see as the most pressing experience and issue happening in society today. And what we came to is this recognition that in the initial impact with reality, like we had at the start of the pandemic, we have these questions that really look for real answers. We want to actually know the truth of what's going on, the truth of the meaning of our lives, of what we're made for, of what saves everything that's happening. But we can quickly fall into the temptation of moving away from that and falling into just accepting partial answers, not really looking for the truth, just accepting whatever our side has to say, and thinking that whoever disagrees with us must be wrong. So we wanted to return to that original impetus that we have in front of the things that happen, when something really dramatic happens, when we fall in love, when someone dies, that we want to really know the truth about things, and to look together in that way at some of the most important and interesting things that are happening in the world today, I think.
And we're running out of a little bit of time here, but I do want to ask you this. I know that you're a curator for the event. Can you give us maybe just a preview into some of the exhibits that people will see?
Yeah, so I think we have presentations and exhibits. I think that's the beauty of the encounter. You'll see people interested in truth across the spectrum. So Brian Stevenson will be here talking about what is it to live the vocation of a lawyer in a true way in front of people who may be wrongly sentenced on death row. Francis Collins talking about truth in science. We're going to have an event on journalism. Can journalism really be at the service of the truth instead of just pushing an agenda, which we know is all too common these days? And exhibits about science, and about Amy Winehouse, which I think really gives you the sense of the diversity of what's here and the fact that we really, as Christians, can engage with everything and show the newness of the Christian experience in every sphere of life.
All right. And before I let you go, what are you looking most forward to at this event?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there, to participating in this life, seeing the volunteers. It's an all-volunteer event. Who give their lives freely to make something like this happen, and listening to the witnesses of these amazing people about the life of Father Giussani, about a future saint, Takashi Nagai, heroes like Brian Stevenson, and to really hopefully learn more about how the world really is through the eyes of these people who aren't afraid to really look for the truth in everything and to engage with everything that's happening. I'm excited about that.
Well, Mark, it sounds like such a wonderful event, and thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and if you want to see how to participate, go to NewYorkEncounter.org.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.